Chris Speed here. So this is going to be a video just giving you a really simple tip on how to recover better, and most people won't bother with it. Most people won't bother to watch a video just because it's not on anything really interesting. You know, like the latest form of creatine or beta-alanine or a supplementation plan you can invest in. And that's the thing. Sleep is, in its essence, really good to do, really nice to experience, but it's really boring to talk about. It's quite, mundane thing to research, and it's a really hard sell. Well, I mean, you can't really sell it. I mean, it's sleep, but and basically, the benefits of increasing the amount of sleep you have compared to what you have now are increased levels of testosterone, decreased levels of stress hormones, or at least the catabolic effects they have on your muscle tissue. If you sleep enough, a lot of those catabolic effects will usually be turned towards fat. So instead of it being, proteolytic, so breaking down the muscles, it becomes lipocytic and destroy the fat. Your growth hormone will go up, which when your testosterone and growth hormone go up, they tend to increase your metabolism, increase the amount of muscle you can build, and how anabolic. If that's still how we look at it, how anabolic the state you are the state you're in is. That's what I meant to say. So it increases how anabolic you are, if that's the right term. And it will also decrease the amount of water retention you have, because stress has a lot to do with water retention. And the reasons for this are because essentially sleep is just it's the magic pill of recovery, essentially. I mean, if you need any sort of person to vouch for it, which you shouldn't do, then Dmitry Klokov recently posted up, and I think this might have been a translated post, but he essentially said that you can have the best supplementation, training plan, nutrition plan, and mobility plan in the world, but if your sleep is off, none of that is going to fucking matter, because you're going to be too tired and too beaten up to do it, because you're not recovering properly through sleep. Like, your nutrition can be shit, you can be taking the wrong supplements at inconsistent times, and you could be on a training program that is suboptimal, but training very, very, very hard, and sleeping very, very hard, and that will take care of the rest. And I think that's completely true. First, from a psychological standpoint, try and see how you feel, how you function, and how you think when you don't sleep very well. It's when you do sleep very well. I guarantee you, when you sleep well, a lot of the things that little things that are quite annoying and that often gets you throughout the day just don't. They don't seem that big in the grand scheme of things. You seem to enjoy things more. You enjoy other people's company. You're really, really good. You're productive. And compare that to when you only sleep like 3 to 5 hours, and every little thing fucking gets on your nerves. Like, that person who, let's say that person who comes into your work every week and complains at the same fucking thing. Whereas usually you just sort of humour them and try and be really nice. Now you want to jump over the desk and fucking throttle them and stuff the complaint form down their mouth. That's what that is what little sleep does to your mood. And also, in terms of psychological function, it increases your reaction times, it reduces your ability to focus, it fucks up your mood, which I've said already, and it does a bunch of other things up there. It's not efficient for how your brain's meant to work. It's essentially like taking a laptop and never putting it on sleep mode, never shutting it down for the entire 2 to 3 years you have it. That's how you're treating your brain when you only sleep for 3 to 4 hours. You're literally letting the computer cool down and stop for a bit, and then you're just pushing it back to work again. You're never letting it fully shut down and rest completely and reboot. From a physiological standpoint, just imagine that when you sleep for 12 hours, when you do a heavy session, your central nervous system almost gets back to full recovery. All those tears you get in the muscle fibers are now repaired. Okay, so this means that not only psychologically you're in a good place, physically you're in a good place. So when you go all out again, when you go to really push it hard, your body, even if it isn't quite fully recovered, it's more or less there, so it can go. It's going to allow you to go at full capacity. But if you compare that to when you're mentally not in the right place, you can't focus, and your tendons, your ligaments are a little bit beat up, your muscles have got lots of little micro tears in them from the work you've been doing, you're fatigued, and you can't focus properly, do you really think your body's going to let you go full out when you're feeling like that? Because no, you're not focused. You're not focused, the energy isn't there, you haven't processed the nutrients in your stomach properly, there's muscle tears, the joints and ligaments don't feel good, your body's not going to go when there's so much inefficient shit going on in the body, and I mean, that's basically it. When the body doesn't feel recovered properly, it doesn't feel well prepared to do something, it won't do it. And also, when it feels stressed, that's why you place fat all around your gut and around your ass and around your tits, because it feels like it's under threat, it's under attack. So it needs to protect the areas that are important, which are the vital organs and your genitals. Right? That's why you place fat around there. And also, the water retention has got to do with that as well. That's about, stress. Cortisol causes you to hold on to more stress, and a byproduct of it is the fact you're probably going to eat more because you don't have the energy, so you need to get it from somewhere. So you're going to eat a lot of shitty foods like sugary, fast-release energy foods, which actually make you hold on to water as well. Because for every gram of carbs that you want to store in your body, I think you have to, every gram of carbs, you have to store something like 3 to 4 grams of water with it to be able to hold on to it. I don't know if that's the exact number, but that's the general idea. So getting enough sleep is really, really good. Getting a little bit more than that, like more than your 7 to 8 hours, is really good because it's going to increase the amount of recovery you can get. Your body's going to feel really, really, mellowed out. It's not going to be stressed out. It's not going to be under-recovered. But on the flip side, if you're going 3 to 5 hours and that's the only sleep you're getting, unless you have time, like they teach some people in the forces to do, unless you have time to become acclimated to sleep deprivation to the point where it's no longer sleep deprivation for you, then you're never going to perform optimally. So again, going back to that laptop analogy, if you've constantly got a laptop or a computer running, not only is the hard drive and the memory being used constantly and just burning out and going round and round and round, having to process things too much and never being allowed to defragment and clear, the fans, all the heat is building up in this thing so that it's not working properly anyway. All the discs and shit are becoming overheated and damaged, but they're never being given a chance to cool down and sort of reset. And that's what I think. Well, honestly, just try it for a week. Try getting 10 hours of sleep every night somehow, or 10 hours of sleep a day. Even if you do 5 hours sleep and 5 hours sleep at 2 different points in a day, or you do 7 and 3, like a 7-hour big sleep and a 3-hour nap. Just try it. See how you feel in your training sessions, and see how you feel throughout the day. I guarantee you'll feel so much fucking better.